Hello everyone and welcome to round 5 of Neo Racing League. We are here at Albert Park in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. Into the plant corner out front left though, locking up. He really is locking up those inside tyres, showing how much that Aston Martin is pushing up to the line. They go 15-7. We're into the 15s, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly 8 tenths clear, or is exactly 8 tenths clear of JPS.
Coming up to the very fast chicane, the start of sector 3. What's it going to be? It's going to be a very quick dab on the there's in the wall. He changed down way too many gears. You normally through there you just wanted to change down one gear just to balance out the car, but that was a double shift down, and you could see how much that over rotated the car and actually pushed him into the wall. That's wing damage, and that's going to mean he can't improve.
Yeah, JPS may have to settle for a best of P2, but they've still got other drivers to set a lap. Rupsicola, Speed Queen, behind the speaker of Rupsicola. They've just told us 73% chance of rain in the race. So, thank you for the information. It's always nice to hear.
As a man, Rupsi.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, we've got a producer now. We've got a weatherman. We're starting to get a whole crew together at this point.
Well, boys.
Yeah, so Speed Queen Rupsicola, can they topple Shoot Fizzle here? Speed Queen gonna be going on to a lap. Gary Gator going to finish the session P9 without setting a lap, and that is very unfortunate for the Sauber not being able to do a lap in this Q3 session. Many drivers really struggling so far. Can Speed Queen be one of them who doesn't like Shoot Fizzle as we go into turn 3, locking up the front right tyre? We've seen that a couple of occasions recently, so we'll see if that so it shouldn't affect them too much. Mark Baller has retired from a session here as we go into the chicane now, he's disappeared by the time Speed Queen gets there. Through sector 2 now, flat out as we go up up to the top end speeds of this Alpine through to the end of sector 2. 44.1, only 600ths up on their time. They need to find 9 tenths in order to topple Shoot Fizzle. That Aston Martin looks dominant in qualifying as ever, and at the moment the Alpine isn't quite able to match them unless they have some miracle through sector 3. We go just it looks good. It looks like a solid lap from the Alpine as we go through the final corner up to the line. Where does Speed Queen put themselves? 16.2, only a 3/10 gain. Shoot Fizzle only has one driver, I believe, who can contest, and that's this guy there, who is already down on their time heading through the exit of sector 2. So that will be Shoot Fizzle on pole position ahead of Speed Queen by an almighty margin. We're gonna go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for Neo Racing League, round 5 of the season, and it's lights out. And away we go, as we can't even get a decent camera angle, as Speed Queen gets a decent start, so to Shoot Fizzle, as there's a bit of battling from behind between Vekalu, who's made an excellent start of things, a jump ahead of JPS, who drops down to 5th. Rupsicola makes his way past the Mercedes after dropping behind the McLaren, as now we go into turn 3. Handflap Kelly has a little collision there with the Mercedes of JPS, and JPS has fallen down the order to P11. Awful start for the Mercedes, and now we go through sector 3. They really struggled to actually get through that corner, and it deceptively people followed like some. Like, that was ridiculous. There's no analogy for that. They all go into that wall. There's some off the field with front wing damage, as they're here, there, and everywhere, trying to gain some grit as on his opening laps. As we go through sector 2 now, as Shoot Fizzle leads the way.
Behind these two is Handflap Kelly, and we've got a bit of a sad story about Handflap Kelly, because on the previous lap, he actually had a huge oversteer moment in the second to last corner, and he's struggling quite a lot with that car with oversteer. I was riding on board with him. As
we get our first retirement, Rich has retired in the pit lane, and I don't think that's going to cause any sort of safety car And we go and continue on. This guy, Neo,
Oh,
that's actually caused a BSC as he goes into a wall at the 90-degree right-hander. And unfortunately, it's not a full safety car to bring everyone back together. As he comes closer and closer, here's the mistake, as now Rupsicola has to defend from Bekaloo, who sends it up the inside. Unfortunately, the McLaren did not have the most amount of speed through there and has dropped back into the clutches of Gary Gator, who dives it up the inside into the penultimate corner. Excellent stuff by the Sauber, who continues their charge up the field to P4 at the start of sector 3. Here comes Gary. He looks to the outside, doesn't make anything. Look, goes to the inside. The Williams defends. He goes to the racing line, tries to make the stick. Sauber jumps across the curve and looks like Rupsicola lives to fight another day. Or is it going to be another day? Up the inside goes to Sauber. Unfortunately for him, the Williams had that one scouted. If Gary makes any sort of error, that McLaren is going to make something of himself. Defence to the inside goes to Williams. And that causes a bit of oversteer. Cut under from Gary. Through goes Gary. Down the inside. Around the outside goes Rupsicola. He tries to defend. It turns to the inside for the penultimate corner. They meet in the middle of the corner, trying to get something out of them. Gary trying to keep the Williams tight. The Rupsicola not wanting to remain tight to the corner and continues to stay in P3. These two battling, they're fighting hard. They're having a little contact here and there, particularly at the penultimate corner, but it is nothing in particular dirty. They're just trying to race each other hard.
Gary coming up down to this, his favourite opportunity now. He's going to go to the inside. He's going to go to the outside. Can't make anything work through there. Can't get up down the inside. Is he going to be able to? The Cooley's going to have a look around the inside and not going to make anything work, it doesn't look like. Neither of them going up for any moves now, but Gary he's got an amazing run out of the exit. Mark Baller retiring from the session there. Round the last corner, and there's a safety car. Safety car has been called. Gary's just driven into the back of Rupsicola.
Everyone is now pitted. Safety car is in this lap. Speed Queen will lead the way ahead of Shoot Fizzle. Rupsicola looking to try and gain, but if anything, maintain that podium place. We'll see whether this happens. We've got about 11 laps of racing. When the Speed Queen go, they've got to wait until that safety car is in the pit lane, and then we will be getting going, waiting. These drivers just trying to keep their tyres in good check here, good temperature. When does Speed Queen go? Is going to most likely be out of the penultimate or the final corner. They will not wait till the line. There we go. Speed Queen gets it going. A bit of oversteer there from Shoot Fizzle, but keeps it close and tight with Speed Queen. Green flags are now shown, and we're going to go into turn 1. Speed Queen leads the way, does it through turn 1, but goes a bit wide into and compromises turn 2. This will compromise the run all the way down through turn 3. Got another yellow flag. That's Golden Sniper, who's actually was letting 2 drivers through. So can the Aston find a way through? He's right up the gearbox of Speed Queen, but not able to do anything. Gary Gator up to P4. Speed Shoot Fizzle up the inside of Speed Queen. Can Speed Queen defend? Go around the outside. This turns for the Aston Martin. This could be it. Shoot Fizzle takes the lead. Excellent move.
Looks like there's a lot of pace in the cars behind, and not just those front two, but we'll see what Shoot Fizzle does on the next couple of laps, because it looks like they're on an absolute charge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, Gary's just made it through to P3.
Goes down towards the inside, looks to the inside for the 90-degree right-hander. As there's a bit of contact, and these two have now just cost themselves P3 to Bekaloo. And still side by side, and unfortunately for them, that might be a report. And there's another bit of contact. These two have pretty much just had enough of each other as they're sending each other left, right, and centre. That allows March from us to through for P5.
This just coming into the fray.
Oh, Bekaloo! Bekaloo's in the wall. Bekaloo's in the wall. Had a massive step of oversteer there, and lucky for him hasn't been full front wing damage. But that well, not full, entirely out of the race, sorry, but that has completely taken the McLaren out of contention for the podium now. Yeah, absolutely. These two, literally pure cinema at the moment. Rivalry ignited on round 5. Around the outside goes Gary Gayer. He'll switch to the inside for again, and he'll go to the outside for turn 4. Bit of push wide there from Musicola. He had a bit of oversteer. That forces Gary to drop back once more. However, it isn't just the only fight. Battle for P1 is on. Speed Queen trying to make a move on Shoot Fizzle. We're going to go to the outside. Goes the Alpine. The race has ignited from right at the end. Around the outside goes Speed Queen in and takes the lead away from Shoot Fizzle. Excellent stuff from the Alpine. And now Shoot Fizzle, with 4 laps to go, has to do a little bit of hunting. It is an excellent job.
Looking at the lead now, we've got Shoot Fizzle going around the outside of Speed Queen there, making contact with the side of the Alpine. There was a little bit of carbon fibre going to the side. It looks like Shoot Fizzle's got damage. That's going to be really costly for the rest of this race now. Shoot Fizzle, 3-second time penalty for running out over track limits. That's critical.
Gary just not close enough. Someone who is close enough though, Shoot Fizzle, goes to the outside, turns to the inside. This battle could have implications later on if Shoot Fizzle can get away as we go around the final corner. Shoot Fizzle wins on track, but Speed Queen wins on penalties. Excellent job from the Alpine to take their first victory of the season.
Speed Queen ended up holding the victory ahead of Shoot Fizz in second. No penalties for the top two, but third place was taken by Gary Gator with JPS in fourth, Marchmeister in fifth, and then third place Ropsy Cola down in sixth. In terms of the championship implications, that means that Shoot Fizz is now 21 points ahead of Gary Gator, who is the new second place. Ropsy Cola drops to third, and JPS drops all the way down to fifth. Looking at the second half of the grid, you've got still 3 drivers, Parkster, Rampant Gamer and Pump Mantis, on 0 points, and I don't think Rampant Gamer and Pump Mantis are going to get any more points anytime soon. Looking at the constructors now, Aston Martin carried by Shoot Fizz at the moment, holding Hanflap Kelly's weight. They're in first place with Mercedes in second, Sauber in third, and Williams the last contender in fourth.